know, we got to move faster than this system. See, guys, this one right here has been flipped for profit. I wouldn't know how much it was sold for. Let me just quickly check. If I take a look at my eBay sold listings, this is a HP EliteDesk 840G8 sold for 468 euros because the buyer actually does want, you know, something more than a lot of us actually want. You know, this buyer wants me to go ahead and put on this PC or this laptop here a 1 terabyte SSD. It's a decent laptop, grade A, and whenever somebody asks me to do something like that, that shouldn't be a problem for me. All I have to do is to go ahead, spring into action. One thing I have to warn you though, if you have a very clean laptop like this, taking a look at this surface, I do not see any scratch, you know, but then I have, you know, a need now to flip it over like this and begin to open the back of this laptop. See, the worst thing you want to do is to finish whatever you are doing, and when you turn the laptop over, you see that it has gotten some scratches. So to avoid that, pretty much what I'm going to do, I'm going to get, you know, a kind of like a cloth, or if you have a carton that's at least anything that you know is just kind of smooth. So I'm going to use something like this. You know, I understand that this is very smooth. There's no, you know, speck or some stones that could be a problem later on. So what I have to do, because buyer has said, go ahead, send me a laptop that has 1 terabyte of SSD. This can happen in different situations, you know, where somebody already had a difficult situation having a laptop with so little storage. After a while, you're going to be needing space. And sometimes some people just do not want to be, you know, be caught up in that situation where, you know, because you need space, you now want to begin to fiddle with your laptop. Some people are not so comfortable upgrading their PC. So what they do is that from the get-go, they just want a situation where they are buying, you know, a laptop. It could also be a desktop PC, even a tablet that is just future-proof. They don't want to begin to mess with storage or stuff like that. But some people also say, you know what, I'm just going to buy, you know, I'm just going to buy a cheap laptop. At the moment where I begin to need a bigger storage, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the laptop myself. But the beautiful thing is that if you go onto YouTube, there are 1,001 videos showing you exactly how you can actually, you know, upgrade, you know, the memory on your laptop. Problem is, different laptops, they all have different, you know, difficulty levels in terms of how you open the back casing. But from what I have found out, this, you know, HP EliteBook here is kind of easy to open, even though I'm currently doing the wrong thing. Now, normally there is some little device that I should actually put in, and it's just going to see to it that it opens. But because I've opened this already so many times before, kind of figure out that if I begin to fight with this casing like that, it's going to come up, it's going to come out at some point, just like that. See, this is exactly how the inside of this beautiful laptop here would look. I will warn you, you want to be careful while you are doing this thing. See, when I list my items on eBay, I tend to want to list them as variation listings. This is the reason why, because when somebody goes onto eBay, searches on eBay and wants to buy a beautiful laptop like this, and if you have listed it just with 256 gigabytes of SSD, it's very possible the person would have loved to buy this, but he needs a bigger storage and doesn't want to do the upgrade himself. And because of that, the person goes elsewhere to actually buy. I don't want that to happen. So I kind of give all my buyers, you know, the possibility to choose whatever kind of SSD or sometimes even RAM stick that they need. Beautiful thing is, in this day and age, it's very easy to bring out this stuff. That's the SSD right there. I'm going to be putting a 1 terabyte SSD in this thing. All right. So there used to be a time where opening your laptop will be a hassle. See, from my experience, the Lenovo ThinkPads one difficult laptops to open. Talking about an easy laptop to open, a HP Elite desk like this is very easy. A Dell Latitude laptop is very easy. Talking about desktop PCs, we've also gotten some very, very difficult PCs to open. A Fujitsu Exprimo PC sometimes is a difficult PC sometimes to open because of the way the mechanism is. A HP Elite desk is an easy PC to open. A Dell Optiplex, once again, is an easy PC to open. The thing is, I also didn't know this, but the more you begin to mess with these PCs, you begin to run into problems, difficulties. You are naturally just going to be able to figure out these things, and when you figure it out, that's going to form part of the experience that we have. We have situations where people no longer want to figure out things. They just want everything done for them. A long time ago, when I would open a PC like this, I would not be so sure what is what. These people talk about BIOS, CMOS battery and stuff like that. I didn't know jack what these things were. I was just discovering things myself. Luckily, we are living in a time where AI kind of does a lot of heavy lifting for us. Today, if I'm working in this warehouse and I do not have my ChatGPT open, something is fundamentally wrong, because there's going to be a situation where you just need a quick answer. In the days, long time ago, we used to go the route of asking Google, and because of that, you waste a lot of time, trying to figure out just one little thing. But today, put it on ChatGPT, just ask your questions. There is 99% probability that you will get exactly the answers that you are looking for. Today alone, I have queried ChatGPT like more than 20 times, asking different things. What is this? How do I do this? How do I set up this? How do I do that? How do I do that? This is exactly what we do every day. But some people, for some funny reason, they just don't want to put in the work. They just want everything done for them, all right? They do not want to lift a single needle. They do not want to be seen spending time. I'm right now alone in this warehouse. Some people cannot do that because they just don't want to be alone. They want to be where people can see them, what they are doing. They want to be noticed. They do not want to isolate themselves and put the work that you need to put in to get things done. But I have said to myself, I am going to make this business work. And I chose a certain category a long time ago, and this was, the desktop PCs, laptop, tablet, and stuff like that. It was a category I chose, and ever since I committed to this category, I said goodbye to every other thing. I only have pillow covers there. These are things I make myself, and whenever I have time, which seldomly or rarely happens. It rarely happens that I really have time, but a long time ago, I did develop a model for making pillow covers that works on my eBay shop. I still have, offers for pillow covers, and the business has been put on autopilot ever since. So right here, back again, this buyer has paid cash. I'm going to do my best to make sure that on this PC right here, we have exactly what we need. So what I'm going to do now is to get a 1 terabyte of SSD. I've gotten something right here, pretty much decent model, decent product from Western Digital, and all I have to do is to slot it right here. I also have a channel where I kind of upgrade PCs. So on that channel, everything that you need to know about upgrading PC has been set out there. So this is why I'm not kind of making close-up shots here, so that this channel doesn't also end up becoming a PC upgrade channel. This channel is just about me flipping PCs for profit, flipping laptops for profit, flipping monitors for profit. Everything that has to do with making money with IT hardware is what I do here. But sometimes I run into difficulties and I want to share my experience with somebody out there, which I cannot do on the other channel. You see, if I have finished what I have to do, and I have, let's say I have finished installing the SSD and everything has been done, I do not have a situation where the laptop is ruined simply because I was trying to, put in a new SSD. If you can take little precautions like this, these little precautions that a lot of people will think it's not enough to take care doing these things, you are already telling yourself, look, I want to succeed in this area. Because truth be said, flipping laptop for profit is not something that you can just come in without care, just move things up and down, There are certain screws, like the screws on this thing, there are certain ways that you shouldn't open them. You know, you want to screw them back in or lock them back. You're not going to use an electric screwdriver to lock it, because you're going to create a situation where it's going to be difficult to open in the future. And if for one reason the screws on your laptop cover is ruined, it's going to be work, because it's going to be a hard thing to open that laptop, because you're just going to ruin that laptop. So you have to be careful while doing things like this. But if you are saying to yourself, yes, I don't have a problem being careful, I don't have a problem sitting down alone and troubleshooting stuff, I don't have a problem, you know, testing out stuff. Sometimes you could get this for the supplier and realize that it doesn't work. I don't have a problem, you know, looking for this same product online and buying it. If you do not have a problem with so many things like this, then you are pretty much setting up yourself for success. And PC flipping, a business model I can highly recommend in 2026, might just, you know, be for you. I hope this video helps you, gives you some insight. I constantly want to ask you to subscribe to the channel. A lot of you watch my videos but you don't subscribe. Please support the channel. Click on the like button. Let the YouTube algorithm know that this is a PC flipping or a laptop reselling channel. I'm saying it with all intention so that the algorithm, for one reason or the other, will finally get it and recommend my videos to the people that they are meant for. Let's see you again in the next video. Peace out.